I'm Lauren Francis, a senior cross-country runner at Russia High School, and Fish Report Live is coming on now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second season of Fish Report Live. I am Craig Fissinger.
And I'm Ken Francis.
And we're coming to you live from the Fish Report studio here in Russia, Ohio. Ken, it's good to be back. We took a little break over the summer, recharged our batteries, and we're back, aren't we?
We are back in full force, Craig. We've got a lot of new stuff this year. Number one, we've got a new studio and a few other things that I'll let you tell our audience about. But it's very good to be back. And it's just, it was a great year last year, and we're looking forward to bigger and better things this year.
Yeah, we left the viewers with kind of a cliffhanger last year. Told them we had a lot of new things going on. For starters, we got a new night. We're on Wednesday nights now at 9 o'clock. We've also got, like you said, a new studio. We added a whopping 24 square feet on this summer, and we've got an actual sound room over there. We've got some new equipment, as you can see, some new mics, a new monitor, a new soundboard. We actually, in that new studio or new sound room, we added a new staff member, didn't we?
We did. We hired a new employee. A lot of you are familiar with him. He knows a lot about high school sports, especially Shelby County League sports and the local sports. And, he's got a great face for radio.
Yeah, he sure does. I think everyone remembers TK out there. He covered our girls basketball. We called on him a lot for information on girls basketball, and we liked his work so much we brought him on board, didn't we?
He's doing a great job for us. So
okay. Well, for those that aren't familiar with our show, just to let the viewers out there know what we do, Ken and I like to talk about high school sports. We like to spotlight area coaches and athletes. We will be doing some live phone calls as the season goes on. We're doing some video. For those of you that like to chat with us on that social stream tab, last year we had a little trouble with that because we were trying to do it ourselves. If you want to chat, feel free to. TK back in the sound booth will be sending you messages back and forth. You can also still text us. You can tweet us. All the information is there on the computer screen, so feel free to do that. But Ken, I guess the main thing about this is we just like having fun talking about high school sports, and that's kind of what this is all about, isn't it?
It's all about having fun, Craig. And we do talk a lot about high school sports, a lot of Shelby County League, a lot of MAC, and some GWAC, and a little bit of other area conferences. So we have a lot of fun doing it.
We try to cover as much as we can. And one of the fun things we did last year was we did a trivia question. And if I understand right, you're going to change it up a little bit on me this year?
We're going to change the trivia question up this year. I'm going to ask a question to you, Craig, and then I'm going to give you a multiple choice, A, B, or C, and you'll have all show to decide what your answer is going to be. And any of our viewers out there who want to chime in and help Craig out, or possibly give us additional information about the question, are more than welcome to do so.
All right, I can use all the help I can get. And just to get things straight, you haven't tipped me off on the question or the answer ahead of time, have you?
That is right. You have no idea.
All right. We'll give it to me. What do you got tonight?
Tonight's question is this, Craig, and we're going to talk high school football a little bit later on in the show, and particularly MAC football. And the question is, how many times has a MAC team won the OHSAA State Football Championship? How many times has a MAC team?
Is one of the answers going to be a lot?
That would be a good answer, but that is not an option.
All right.
The options are A, 16 championships, B, 21, or C, 32.
16, 21, or 32. Boy, I tell you what, I'm going to struggle with this one. Viewers, if you have any idea, give me some help here, because
now Versailles won a bunch of them, but not every one of them was in the MAC, so they had to be a member of the MAC.
Okay. All right. Well, that's going to be a wild guess, so like I said, I can use some help on that one. All right, we'll get to that at the end of the show. But Ken, let's get things started off by talking about my favorite sport, and that is cross country. We had a chance to see the Shelby County Preview here last night in town, and there were 7 of the SCL schools. And I want to ask you something here first before we go any further. I said SCL, and I've seen SCAL. I'm a little confused here what it's referred to now as. Is it the Shelby County Athletic League? I've always known it as the SCL. Help me out here.
I always thought it was the SCL too, but the more I'm seeing it, they're calling it the SCAL. So maybe the athletic directors in the league, maybe the principals, maybe the administrations. I don't know. Maybe somebody changed it without telling us.
Yeah.
But Shelby County League, Shelby County Athletic League, call it what you want. It's always a good conference in all sports.
I wasn't sure who makes that decision on that. I wonder if we asked Big Dog. Remember him from last season?
I remember Big Dog.
Maybe we'll ask him sometime. I bet he has some
he
knowledge
might know.
of that. All right, we'll try. Anyway, there were 7 of the SCL schools there last night, as well as Sydney and Lehman. Ken, I want to ask you your impressions. Russia hosted these races, and it's the first time I think they've hosted a cross country meet in 5 years.
Right.
What was your impressions of how Russia did with this?
Well, the weather was beautiful, so that always helps things. It was a beautiful night at Russia Park, and I thought the Russia athletic department, administration, and community members that all helped did a fantastic job. All the races were right on schedule. The awards went very well, and I think people throughout the community enjoyed attending a cross-country meet in Russia Park.
Yeah, I thought it went well too. And if the viewers out there didn't know, Russia actually had a clean sweep, won both the junior high races, won both the high school races. I thought the high school girls race was exceptionally exciting. Russia had the 3 top finishers in that race, and that first mile was just a blistering sub 6 minute pace, which is really fast for girls and really fast for this time of the year. But we got some video from there last night. We're going to take a look at that. And how about I cover the girls, Ken, and then I'll let you cover the boys.
That works.
That sound good? All right, let's go to it.
Yeah, that's a good time. What you have? 1917. That's pretty awesome. And they still might not. I think they'll make state this year. They must have held it back. That's it, Becca. Nice run. You took off on a pretty good pace there. How was that? How was that first mile?
Bad. 5:57.
That sounds like a good first mile.
A little fast for me.
Like the first mile we were together, and then Lauren kind of took off, and then I took off, and then Lauren
Francis took off.
Yes, Lauren
Okay.
Francis took off. And then
Yeah, my teammates really pushed me the first mile. I was kind of like, what are you guys doing? But I just kind of went with them because I didn't want to fall off pace.
Second for Robbie.
come on, Brandon! Good job, Brandon! Come on, Trevor!
I thought it was pretty great. The hill is probably the best part, but us came in with an open line,
Well, you know what your official time was?
16:34, 37.
Pretty happy with that, or?
I'm content with that, yeah.
So obviously a good day for Rushi, Ken. I wanted to ask you overall, what kind of impressions do you take from the first meet of the season?
Well, it's a long season, Craig, but you got to start someplace. And I thought the Rushi girls put on a fine showing. Fort Loramie girls, Craig, I know are going to be there at the end of the year. They'll continue to get better and better. They kind of did what they call a pack run last night. I know they did. And you could tell it as they were running. And not that they weren't running hard, but they ran in packs, and they tried to pull each other along. Just a coaching strategy that some people like to use. But last night, the Rushi girls were very impressive. And on the boys' side, I thought Rushi ran well. Bakken showed that they're going to be a pretty decent team this year.
Yeah, you're right. I thought it, obviously again a good night for Rushi, a good first start, and there's some other teams out there you can see that they're come October, November, they're going to be right up there. All right, let's talk about some individuals now, and we can go outside of the SCL a little bit, but I want to ask you from the area. Let's start with boys. Give me 5 boys maybe that from the area that we should keep an eye out for this year.
Well, it's all about staying healthy, first of all, and whether you're a boy or a girl or your team itself, you've got to stay healthy in cross country. It's a long season. These kids put in 40, 50 miles a week. They're logging lots and lots of miles, and you just got to stay injury-free. But assuming that all happens, the boy from Versailles, no doubt the #1 runner in Ohio, Sam Prakel. He was the fastest man last year in Ohio, not only in cross country, but also in track by winning the mile and the 2 mile. He's back for a senior season, and I expect a huge one out of Sam Prakel from Versailles. Joe Fuller, who we just saw from Lehman Catholic, will be a nice runner this year, as will Clayton Murphy from Tri-Village. Minster is going to have a very nice team this year, led by Eric Dallinghouse. And Shelby County League also will be putting some good runners in the Troy Regional for sure, and that would be Jacob Siegel, Adam Larger, and the Rushi team of Jordan Garrity or Steve Stickle or Alex Herron. You don't know who's going to lead them. Brian Drees. It could be somebody different every night. So Rushi's going to have a nice team. Minster's probably going to be the best team in the area, I'm predicting right now. But St. Henry's going to be good. Coldwater's going to be good. Versailles and Covington's going to be decent.
Okay. Yeah, another name I might throw in there too. I believe there's a Hemmelgarn from St. Henry, if I remember correctly, and he's a nice runner. Ran well at state last year, and I think he'll be in there with some of those other guys.
Yes, he did. He'll be in there, and he'll help lead that whole St. Henry team, and he'll push Sam Prakel in the MAC tournament probably. But like I said, Sam's the man.
All right. Well, that takes care of the boys. I'll take care of the girls, and I've got 5 runners that I think we should probably keep an eye out for this year. And I'm going to start out with a freshman, and that's over at Minster, a girl by the name of Julia Slonkoski. I know we don't know much about her yet, just getting started here, but she's going to be a good one, Ken. The Ohio High School held for the first time ever, held a preseason meet last Saturday. All she did was go to this meet. 133 schools were there. They had a lot of different races, but she finished first for her Minster team, ran a 2024. That's not bad for a program that's won 9 state titles over there, and they typically have a pretty good team year in and year out. Have a girl over there by the name of Hannah Butler that's pretty good too. So Julia's one to keep an eye out for. Another girl that we just saw, Meg Westerheide from Fort Loramie, a junior. She's going to be a nice runner. She's kind of the rock over there, at Fort Loramie. She was 4th last night at the state last year. She was 17th with a 1919. You can bet come October she's going to be up there with probably the rest of her Redskin teammates. Another girl that we know pretty well, sophomore Sarah Caney from over in Coldwater, and Ken, I think she has the talent to be a state champion. And speaking of that Ohio High School meet, she ran an 1840 over there, which is just phenomenal. And she's going to be fun to watch. I know she's coming off an injury this summer, so we're going to see her in a couple weeks in Greenville, and I'm looking forward to seeing how she does over there. One other girl I want to mention, the 4th one, I guess, West Liberty senior Megan Vogel. And if you didn't know who Megan Vogel was last year, I guarantee you knew she was after the spring at the state track meet, all the stuff she did over there. But just a very gifted girl. She finished 6th at the state meet last year, had an 1858 for her personal record. She's on a senior-dominated team, and I know they got a goal of winning a state championship over there, the Big Orange do. So look out for her. And then the 5th one I want to mention, I know you know pretty well, is Rushi's Lauren France. Francis, the senior. We saw how she started out the season with a first place finish last night. I believe that's her first high school win of her career. Is
Correct.
That right?
Yep.
Okay, and I guarantee you one thing: it's not going to be her last. She finished 15th at state last year, just getting on the podium, and I have a feeling she's going to get a lot higher than that this year. So we'll be able to keep a close eye on her being the hometown girl. So, but there you have it, Ken. Those are my top 5. You agree with me for the most part?
I totally agree with you, Craig. Those are 5 great runners. And as far as the teams go, if you look at Minster, Fort Loramie, Coldwater, West Liberty, and Russia, 5 teams. Possibly the 5 top teams, maybe 5 of the top 8 teams in the state of Ohio, all possibly could be in one regional meet in Troy come the end of October. I doubt it happens, but it's possible.
Yeah, it's that way year in, year out. Maybe not to that degree, but it's always I'd say the toughest region in Ohio for girls cross country. At least it has been here recently. So. But all right, well, that's going to do it for a cross country talk. I know we're going to be talking more about that as the season goes on, as much as we love that sport. And but we're going to take a little break here, and when we come back, we're going to be talking some Fort Loramie football. And I want to tell our viewers out there before we go to the break, you and I were at the Fort Loramie football practice here a few days ago, and while we were there, I told Seth Guillozet, I said, Seth, I want to be on the receiving end of a Seth Guillozet pass, and I said, this is game speed. I want you to fire it at me, and I want the viewers out there to take a look at this video clip, and we'll be back in a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Seth Guillozet, quarterback at Fort Loramie High School, and don't go anywhere because the Fish Report is coming right back.
Everything. It's another small town song about nothing ever going on a Friday night. Heading to town, score some bills, sneak up to rising. Check out the local bands, tie on the bus and take a chance. With the radio, just to get shot down. Just another night in a small town. Careless men that are broken heart. Bob's down, the red says she's down of it all. Can't hang out the mill no more. The cows ran us off the wild night shore. We'll just cruise the outskirts of town till we run out of beer, all the gas runs out. 17 pissed at the world, we don't know why, but it's worth that for. Tomorrow's just a lifetime away, but tonight is everything. It's another small town song about nothing ever going on a Friday night.
All right, welcome everyone back to the second half of Fish Report Live. And Ken, how about that pass I hauled in there from Seth Guillozet? You think I could play for Coach Burgbacher there?
Honestly, Craig, I wasn't impressed. I mean, first of all, nobody's guarding you. You're in a wide open field, and you're the only one around. Wait if you got a linebacker coming right at you. Then what are you going to do?
I don't think you understand the velocity of a Seth Guillozet pass. That thing was fired at me. He put it in a spot where no one else could get it. I had to go down and get it.
Well, obviously nobody else could get it because you were the only guy on the field.
You went down like there was a linebacker coming at you, Craig.
All right,
TK's
TK.
chiming in.
Yeah, all right.
TK with a chime.
Enough about my my football skills, and let's move forward here. First of all, before we go any further, I understand there were some technical difficulties with the cross country video. Ken and I were actually commentating those finishers as they were coming across the line, and from what I understand, the viewers out there didn't hear that. They did hear the interviews, I think, but they didn't hear us. But got some new equipment, still figuring things out, so apologize for that. You didn't miss a whole lot, but we'll get it figured out for the next time.
We'll get it.
All right. Anyway, let's talk some football, Ken. Like I said, this is the week all the football schools have been waiting for. Friday night football. What an exciting time of the year for, like I said, the football schools, and it doesn't get any more exciting than Minster Fort Loramie, does it?
No, it does not. As a matter of fact, I actually seen today where the OHSA starts football, believe it or not, tonight.
Oh, really?
There's one game tonight. There's like 25 games on Thursday night, and then everybody else kicks off on Friday night. So, okay. But you're right. There's nothing bigger than Fort Loramie Minster for this area. It's a huge game for both schools, and Loramie has an opportunity to gain a lot of computer points right off the bat versus a very talented Minster team. So excitement will be high in Fort Loramie Friday night. It's going to be a packed house. It's going to be beautiful weather, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it sure is. I'm going to be there, I know for sure. And like I said before the break, you and I traveled out there a couple days ago, talked to Coach Burgbacher and also to the star quarterback, Seth Guillozet. Got some video from that, and you're going to see what they have to say about losing all those seniors from last year and exactly how big this Minster game is.
We did lose 15 great seniors from our class last year. The key guy coming back right now is Seth Guillozet. He's our quarterback. Stepped in last year at quarterback for Ryan Humphreys after he got hurt week 1. So our offense is going to kind of be based around him. Nice thing is we got Delonte Thornton coming back and Logan McGee coming back here at the running back position. Zach Brandewee coming back at the offensive line position, and some other guys that got some experience last year. And defensively, we returned 3 starters with Seth and Garrett Eilerman and Zach Brandewee again. So,
in the past, Coach, you've kind of been big on the running game, big on the power game. With an experienced quarterback like Seth coming back, do you see some of that changing a little bit?
Yeah, it's going to change, and we're going to use Seth in different ways. Seth's going to run the ball more. I think we got 3 good running backs now. When you add that quarterback in there as a threat to run the ball, 4 guys, that gives another guy the defense has to focus on running the ball. But we're also going to throw the ball. We got to throw the ball when we want to, and we've got confidence. We got a young offensive line right now, and every day they keep getting better with our pass protection, and that's the biggest thing. So we just got to keep working on that and get the ball in Seth's hands and let him make plays.
Let's talk about your schedule a little bit. It's going to change some this year, obviously dropping out of the Metro Buckeye Conference and joining the new conference that you're in, along with Lehman making that switch as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, though, the big game of the year for computer point standings is opening night. The rival Minster Wildcats invade Fort Loramie. How does the coach and the kids prepare for such a big game on opening night?
You couldn't ask for anything more with having Minster, your big rival, and having it week 1.
All summer we've been talking about this, and I know ever since last year when we lost them in the playoffs, that's just one thing that's been in the back of my head that I've been waiting for another chance at them, and all summer that's all I've thought about when we worked, and once opening week comes, it's going to get even better.
Mm-hmm. People think this is going to be a rebuilding year for us, but we don't look at that. This is just going to be another great year, that Fort Loramie football. And it all starts week 1. And again, they got us twice last year. And I've put my head on the pillow every night in the off season knowing they got us twice. Mm-hmm. And I've reminded the boys about that too. So hopefully they've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about that. And we just keep preparing.
Last season, Coach, your defense threw 5 shutouts. That's a lot of shutouts in one season. Do you expect the same type of defense this year again? Are you going to be a defensive-oriented team again, where you just throw, shutout after shutout?
That's the goal. Mm-hmm. That's what we want. Our defense had 5 shutouts last year. We gave up 0 touchdown passes in 12 games. We talk about with our DBs this year. We can't do much better than that from last year, but you know what? We can match it, and obviously that's our goal there too. So.
Appreciate that you taking the time out of your busy day and schedule to join us on Fish Report Live.
No problem. I appreciate you guys coming out, and it's a pleasure always to talk to you guys.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
All right, good stuff from them, Ken, and great of those guys to spend a little bit of time talking to us. Let me ask you, we talk about this being a big game, and of course it's a huge game for Loramie. Let me ask you, though, Minster, I mean, these guys play in the MAC, and it seems like, in that conference, every Friday is a big night. Any chance that it's not as big a night for Minster, and maybe they look past Loramie and at the rest of their schedule?
I think so for sure on that. It's a lot bigger night for Fort Loramie when it comes to postseason play. In Minster, on the other hand, they get Coldwater, they get Delphus, they get Marion Local, Versailles, Anna, St. Henry. The list goes on every Friday night. And it's just really another game for Minster, although it is still a huge rivalry. And but when you look at the overall scheme of things, when you look at computer points for the end of the season, it's definitely a lot bigger game for Fort Loramie than it is for Minster.
Okay, well, we'll see. Like I said, I'm going to be in attendance there Friday night. I'm hoping for a good game. I think it will be. I think both schools are going to be up. They have to. It's the first game of the season. But we'll see. We'll see what happens Friday night.
I think it's going to be a great game. Fort Loramie crowd's going to be into it. The Minster crowd's going to be into it. It's going to be beautiful weather. It's going to be a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we talked about Fort Loramie, and we briefly touching on the MAC there a little bit. Let me ask you, get some quick thoughts from you on a couple of the other conferences in our area. And the MAC, we've said it before, it's pretty much the best football conference in Ohio. Let me get your thoughts on that. Who do you see coming out of that this year?
Well, fortunately for the MAC, since they're in several different divisions, they possibly could win 3 more state championships just this year alone. One of them teams could be Coldwater. Coldwater's very strong this year. They got a lot of talent coming back. They got a good quarterback coming back. Delphus St. John's is very good. They're tough as usual. Both have senior-dominated classes. Marion Local, of course, led by possibly the best quarterback in the conference, if not one of the top junior quarterbacks in all of Ohio, in Adam Berkey. Minster's going to be strong. They've got a lot of skilled position players back. They're led by senior standout quarterback Adam Niemeyer and also the highly recruited junior Ethan Wolf. That combination alone will make them very dangerous on the field. And Versailles has a new coach, ex-Fort Loramie coach, I believe, Adam Miller. And he's going to write that program over there, I think, and led by junior quarterback Nick Campbell. And they'll be very competitive. So the MAC's going to be very, very good.
Yeah. The couple of teams you didn't mention there, St. Henry and Anna. Ken, I think they're kind of in rebuilding years. I'm not expecting them to contend for a title this year. And of course, Bremen Parkway and Fort Recovery. The biggest problem for those guys is they play in the MAC. Not to say they're bad football teams, but they play in the MAC. Enough said. So, and you mentioned Adam Berkey there. After my display there with Seth Guillozet catching that pass, I think I might have to travel over to Mercer County and maybe take one from Adam Berkey, maybe a long one downfield. What do you think?
You better bring the gear if you're going to do that, Craig.
All right. Well, anyway, that's the MAC. One other conference that's in our area, probably not as competitive as the MAC, definitely not as competitive as the MAC, but it's the Cross Country Conference, the CCC there, and some quick thoughts on that one.
Probably Covington's championship to win again. This year, Covington's got a lot of kids back, very talented team, especially for competing in the CCC. And, they're probably going to go 9-1, 10-0 again this year. They usually do. And wish them the best of luck throughout the season.
Yeah, that's they've dominated that conference, it seems like, for a while. Unfortunately, doesn't always happen come playoff time, but maybe they'll get that turned around this season. All right, that's going to do it, though, Ken, for our football talk, and that's about all the time we got tonight. Is there anything else out there in the wide world of sports that we need to talk about?
A couple other things, Craig, I'm going to touch on, and that's golf. Boys golf is off to a blazing start in Russia. They won the Shelby County League Preview, led by Coach Paul Bremagen, and medalists in that tournament was Treg Francis and Bryce Deuce. Both seniors on the Russia team played very well. Junior Austin Tabby also played very well. So the Russia team is probably the team to beat in golf this year. They've done very well in invitationals, as well as the girls team. The Russia girls team, led by Coach Doug Borchers, is off to a fast start. They won the Greenville Invitational for the first time ever in Russia golf history. They won an invitational. They also shot a school record 420 on 18 holes in the Covington tournament, and in that round they were led by Morgan Doherty's school record 91. In breaking news, just saw a Twitter feed that the Lady Raiders tied a school record tonight. shooting a 199 with a big win over a very good Minster golf team. So congratulations to Coach Borchers and his golf team. Tonight they were led by Taylor Borchers and Alexa Counts with 49s, and Morgan Doherty a 50 and Angie Molenkamp a 51. So good luck to the golf teams as they continue on their season.
Yeah, congratulations. And how about that? We've got breaking news. If you watch this show for anything, I guess it's for the breaking news, huh?
That's right.
All right. And you mentioned volleyball there. I know they kick off their season this weekend, I believe. And you can plan on us covering them as the season goes on. Hopefully, we'll talk to Coach Ryan, and maybe we'll get a couple of them golf coaches you just mentioned on the show here sometime this season.
Should be an exciting year for Russia volleyball too. I know they're an extremely tall team this year, and they do have almost everybody back from last year's talented team.
Okay, well, looking forward to that. So, like I said, that's about all the time we got. That's going to do it for us tonight. We do have that trivia question, though. You asked at the beginning of the show. I want you to ask that again. Give me them choices again. And I don't think I got any help here during the show on the answer. So this is going to be a total.
The question was, how many times has a MAC football team won the OHSAA state championship? The MAC has won state A 16 times, B 21, or C 32. Football
16,
championship.
21, or 32. I'm just going to go with the middle number there, hoping I'm close. 21.
21 is correct.
All right.
Good job. Good guess. Just to give you a rundown on that, Versailles has won 1 as a member of the MAC. Minster has won 1. Coldwater has won 2. Marion Local 5. St. Henry 6. And Delphus St. John's also 6 for a total of 21.
All right. Well, I know I'm not going to get a T-shirt for that, but
No.
do we have any other candidates for T-shirts out there?
Not that I know of, but if we do, we can always talk about them next week. And do you have any?
Well, we got harassed a little bit there on the social stream, I know, or at least our sound guy did on his first night. So maybe we can. I'm gonna vote for the quarterback over there in Fort Loramie. Let's maybe he's a candidate tonight.
I don't have a problem with that.
All right, we'll get one over to him there somehow. So, all right, well, that's going to do it for our show tonight. Ken, just real quick, want to say thank you to the coach and quarterback over there in Fort Loramie for talking to us. Thanks to those runners that allowed us to interview them last night, and that was a lot of fun. And thanks to Rushi's Mark Cantwell for letting us use his music tonight. Ken, I don't know if you knew this, but Mark is supposedly working on a theme song for our show. Can you believe that? We might have our own theme show here.
This is getting better all the time.
So special thanks to him. And finally, thanks to the viewers out there for tuning in tonight. We'll have a replay of this show up on the website shortly if you want to watch it again. So for our production crew, TK in the booth, for Ken Francis, I'm Craig Fissinger saying we'll see you soon, and good night, everyone.